Good evening, everyone. This is Bremster, and tonight I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Rotational Pairs by sirxemic and Raumplaner. This is a puzzle that's been in my queue for a couple of weeks. I believe everything is up in the air with me, so time is an illusion, puzzle submission time doubly so. Um, so, before I get to the puzzle, what else is going on? So, as I've said a lot recently, and I'm going to keep saying it for a while, please check out my Bremster Games channel. At the moment, it's the content it's got on it is my solo D&D games, or my solo D&D campaign. But I am planning on growing that channel, and I could do with all of the help I could get growing that channel. So if you could go and give that a subscribe, even if you're not interested in D&D, just don't hit the notification icon, and then it can just disappear into oblivion. But every subscription I get at the moment helps me a lot. So the other thing, before I get onto this, I mentioned there was a discussion a couple of months ago about the pencil mark checker, and this is a puzzle where the setters actually specifically told me I should use the pencil mark checker. And what I'm doing is I've opened this puzzle in the beta version of Sudoku Pad through the hamburger menu, and I'm using the simplified pencil mark or checker. And what this means is that it will only check for row, column, and box logic, even if other logic was possible. I don't know if it is, if the tool understands any of the other logic in this puzzle. But even if it could, it would ignore that for this, because the simplified checker only checks for row, column, and box conflicts, which I think is a really cool feature, and it just means that it helps with scanning, but not with any of the logic. But at the moment, it's only at the time of me recording this, it's only available on beta, but it should be coming to the full version of Sudoku Pad sometime soon. So let's have a look at the rules of this puzzle, which are ones that I don't think I've ever seen before. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. I've seen those before. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Just checking I'm recording, because it would be pointless doing this if I wasn't. We've then got thermos, and along these thermos, digits must strictly increase from the bulb to the tip. So this will be higher than this, this will be higher than this will be higher than this. They cannot decrease, they cannot stay the same. They must go up along the thermo. Then we've got a thing called rotational pairs. Every digit, except for the digit in the center of the grid, is has a partner digit that is always placed 180 degrees rotationally symmetrical to it, seen from the center of the grid. Which digits are paired up must be deduced from the solver. So there's an example given here. If the digits 1 and 2 turn out to be a rotational pair, and row 2 column 4 is a 1, then row 8 column 6 must be a 2, because these two cells, if you were to rotate the grid around the very center of the grid 180 degrees, these two cells would be on top of each other, so these must be the rotational pair. That's a little bit weird, and I've never seen this before. Let's see if I can solve it. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So I can see that 9 has to be in one of these two cells, but I'm not sure what that does for me. I mean, I could pencil mark a lot of this thermo. This has a maximum of 9, maximum of 8, maximum of 7, maximum of 6, maximum of 5, maximum of 4, maximum of 3. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. So this is going to be a mirror of this. This is going to be a mirror of this. This is going to be a mirror of this, and this is going to be a mirror of this. Or they're going to be the pairs. So those are going to be in a pair with each other. Those are going to be in a pair with each other. Those are going to be in a pair with each other, and those are going to be in a pair with each other. I don't see how that helps me. I mean, these are in a pair with each other. These are in a pair with each other. That could matter, couldn't it? Because this has a minimum. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I've got the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But these are a pair of each other. Because if I spin around 180 degrees, those two map on top of each other. So this has to be yellow, doesn't it? Because if it's not yellow, so this has to be a 5. Because if this is green, one of them has to be 7 or 8. If it's blue, one of them has to be 6 or 7. And if it's purple, one of them has to be 4 or 5. But what does that do? What does that middle digit... How does that middle digit map? The middle digit has to map to itself. So these could both be 1, and that could be a 1. So that's not true. Sorry about knocking the microphone. But what then about those? If these are 1, then this is a 1. But what then happens here? If these are 1, this becomes a 1, and then one of these has to be a colour. Because I can't make it the non-colour, because the non-colour, let's call this grey, if these are grey, then one of these has to be a colour, and it can't be yellow, blue, or green, so these would be purple. So either these are yellow or these are purple. So either one of these is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because I have to put purple at the end, or one of these is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because I have to put yellow at the start. Sorry, no, that makes it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7. So either one of these is 5, 4, 3, and this becomes a 2, or 5, 6, 7, and this becomes a 6. So either this is 2 or this is 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that doesn't. And if this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hang on. But if this is 6, this is 2 anyway. Because if this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, this is always 2, this is always 1. This is nuts. And that's because if this is 3, this became 2. And that happened if this was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But if this goes... If that's if yellow was at the end. Sorry, if purple was at the end. But if yellow is at the end, then it's 5, 4... Hang on. I'm getting very confused here. Now, that's if yellow was at the start. If yellow was at the start, it's 5, 6, 7, and this became 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. But if yellow was at the end, this had to be a 5, 5, 4, 3, and this still became a 2. So 1 is going to map with 5 or 6, and 2 is going to map with 6 or 7. So this can't be a 2, because it can't map with 6 or 7. And this can't be a 2. And this can't be a 6 or a 7, because it can't map with a 2. And this can't be... Oh, no, it could be, actually. Because 6 and 7 could still map with each other if that's a 6 or a 7. Wow, this is breaking my brain. I don't follow this at all. So can I do this the other way? So can I force that to be a 7 somehow? No, I can't. Can I force it to be a 6? I don't see how. Because if both of these can't be 1 anymore. Because 1 isn't in the middle. So I can't make both of these 1. So if both of those can't be 1, because 1, then one of them has to be 5. Because if this is 1, it's going to map to a 5. It can't map to a 6. So if... But if one of these doesn't map to a 1, like if this maps to a 3, if this is a 3, what's this going to be? It'd have to be... This could be a 3. And this would have to be a 3. So these are either the same again. One of these has to be a... Oh, no, that's not... Ah! If one of them is 5, the other one is 6. Otherwise, they are the same. And they couldn't be 5 if they're the same. Because if they're the same, they go 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Do I need to worry about this somehow? But I don't see how. Like 9 is in one of these two, 3 is in one of those two. This is... Everything else has multiple options. There's something about this I'm not understanding. So 1 maps up with 5 or 6. If, let's say these are both 3. That puts 3 here. This becomes a 4. One of these would have to be a 4, wouldn't it? Because 3, the next digit would have to be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 could work. No, because then 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That wouldn't work. Both of those would be 7. So, oh no, I could have 4 or 5. So if both of these are 3, one of these is a 4 or a 5. Which would have to map to an 8 or a 9. And it can't do it. So if both of these are 3, making that a 3, one of these has to be 4. Because if it's not, it's 5 or 6. And if it's 5, if it's 6, it can't be 6. So one of these would have to be 4, because if they're both 5, then this would be a 6-7 pair, and that would break that. So one of these would have to be a 4. But the 4 would be in either mapping to one of these, which would be 7, 8, 9. And one of these, the other side, would have to be 7, 8, 9, and it can't be. So I can't put 3 in the middle. This becomes a 3. And 3 maps to 7 or 8. That's not a 3 anymore, but I can't put 3 in those anymore. Because if I do, I need to put a 7 or an 8 on the other side. Is this just going to keep iterating like this? But this is really hard iteration. But this can't be a 3 because it can't map to 7 or 8. So now 4 is in one of those two. And what happens if both of these are 4? Then that becomes a 4. 5 can't then map to 5 because it would have to be in the middle. 5 would be in one of those two. So if this is 4, this is 6. 7, 8, 9. 4 would put 4 here, 5, 6, and this would have no fill. So I can't put 4 in either of those. So this is a 1, 5 matching pair, and that becomes a 5, and that becomes a 4. That is not a 4. 6 is now in one of those two, and there's no 6 here. There's no 4 or 5 in these. I don't really follow what I'm doing here. 2 and 6. Well, this can't be 4. 4 maps to 8 or 9, which can't be there. So this can't be 4. And 5 maps to 1, which can't be there. So this is 2 or 6. 2 and 6 now map to each other. This becomes the 6. This is not the 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. It's going to end up being 9, isn't it? Because this is going to be 5, 6. One of these is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the other one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, surely. Although that would mean 9 is mapping... No, that doesn't work. Because that would mean... I don't understand. Because that would mean 9 is mapping to that. But 9 has to map to that. But 9 can't map to anything but 4, and I can't put 4 on the end of one of those thermos. But these map to each other. So if this is 9, then one of these has to be 9 because it has to start with 5. And if one of those is 9, then it's going to map to that, which can't be 4. So this can never be 9. This is the 9. This is the 8. This is the 7. And I've got the mappings. There's no 7 or 8 here. And 9 always maps to itself. Those both have to be 9. I think this is correct. But that frees up a lot. Well, this can't be 7. So the one that starts with 1 ends in 9, but one of them goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's not that one. This can't go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so this one has to. 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is not 6. This one can't be 5 anymore. This is to be a 2 and a 1. 1 mapping to 5 is correct. 2 mapping to 6 is correct. 7 has to map to 3. And 8 has to map to 4. This is very strange. 2 is now down here somewhere. And 2 has to map to 6, which puts 6 up here somewhere. That works. 4 is in here somewhere. So 8 is in here somewhere. That maps. Seven is in here. This is a 6-7 pair. 6 has to map to 2. 7 has to map to 3. So this has to be 2 and 3. Because 6 is up here. 7 is up here. So this has to be a 2-3 pair. So this becomes a 3-8 pair. And it can't be. So I've broken... No, 3 goes to... No, that's wrong. I mapped that wrong. Let's undo all of that. Get back to where I was. What maps to 8? 4. So hang on. What have I done wrong here? No, 2, 3, 6, 7. Right. So 2, 3. No, that's all correct. That just lines up. I just missed that I had the 2 and the 3. 4 maps to 8. 1 is now here. This is 1, 8. Because 1 can't go down here and it can't go up here anymore. 1 maps to 5, so this is 4, 5. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 9. 9 doesn't map to anything. 1 maps to 5, so this should be 5 and 9. I don't understand. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be 1 or 2. So this is 3 or 4, which maps over here to 7 or 8. So this is 7 or 8. Now these are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now 5, 6, 7, 8 maps to 1, 2, 3, 4. So those all are mapping correctly. Now this, therefore, has a maximum of 3 and this has a maximum of 2. So this is 1 or 2, this is 2 or 3. 1 or 2 maps to those, so this is 5 or 6, and 2 and 3 are those, so this is 6 or 7, giving me a 6-7 pair in the column. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So this is a 5, 6, 7, 8 quadruple. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 9 here. So 9 is in one of those 3. So 9 is in one of those 3. That makes sense. And these have to be from 2, 3, 4, 9. And this is not the 9, which matches what I already had. This is weird. And 6, 7, 8 matches to 2, 3, 4. So those match. It's got to be these. Because this has a maximum of 9. This has a maximum of 7. This has a maximum of 6. This has a maximum of 5. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. But it can't be 2 or 3. So 5, 6, 7. 6. This is only 8 or 9. And 8 or 9. Well, 8 maps to 4. So if this is 8, this is 4, and this can't be 4 because 4, 3 breaks that. So this has to be 9, which takes 9 out of those. This, therefore, has to be 9, which takes 9 out of those, places that 9, and places that 9, which makes this a 5 and this a 9. That makes this a 1 and this a 9 because the 5 maps to the 1. This 1 looks down, making this 2, 3, and 4, making this a 1. 3... Wow, this just flows. The 2 maps to 6. The 6 maps to 7. That maps to the 8. This is now a 5. The 7 looks down, making this 6 and 7. The 2 looks up, making this 3 and this 2. 5 and 8 come out of there, and 1 and 4 come out of there, and that's good because the 2, 3 here map to the 6, 7, which is down here. This is not 1, 2, or 3, so this is not 4 and this is not 5. 4 and 5 map to 1 and 8, and this can't be an 8. So if this is a 5, this is an 8, and if this is a 4, this is an 8, and this thermo is broken. So this is 5, this is 1, this becomes 4, this becomes 5 by that looking down, and that makes this 6 and this 7. 6 maps to 2, so this becomes 2. 7 maps to 3, and this becomes 3. This is a 6, 7, 8 triple, so this is a 5, and 5 reflects up here and puts a 1 there. The 1 makes that an 8 and that a 1. This is nuts. This now is where the 4 has to go in this row, so this is not 4. Similarly, this is where 8 goes in this row, and this is not 8. Not 8. Once you get it started, this thing flows like mad. But figuring out this starting bit. So these have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6, 7, and 8. I can't put 6 here because of that 6. I can't put 7 here because of that 7. So this is 7 or 8. 7 and 8 map to 3 and 4. So this is 3 or 4. So this has to be 8 or 9, and it can't be 9. So this is 8, this is 7, this is 6. 7 maps to 3, so this becomes 3. 8 maps to 4, so this becomes 4. This is now a known digit. 1, 2, 3. This is just a 4. I can take 3 out of there, 4 out of there. The 2, 3 pair makes this 4. I can just do Sudoku now, can't I? This is the 8 in the column. This is not an 8. This 4 maps to an 8, which goes here. And this 6 maps to a 2, which goes here. Oh, this is weird. So these are 2, 3, 5, and 8. So this is a 5 or an 8. 5 maps to 1, 8 maps to 4. So this is 1 or 4. This is 2, 3, or 5 because it can't be 8. So 2, 3, 5. Oh, it can't be 3 either. Why can't it be 3? Oh, there's a 3 all the way down there. So this is a 2 or a 5. 2 is 6, 5 is 1. So this is a 1 or a 6. And this is 2, 3, 5, 8, and it can't be 2 or 5. So this is 3 or 8. 3 is 7, 8 is 4. So this is 4 or 7. This is not the way out of this. 5 is in one of those two. Which means 1 is in one of those two. This is not... Have I missed a mapping? It's those two, those two. I'm not sure. So what are these? They're 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this can't be 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's what I've missed. So 3 and 4 come out of there because of the column. Well, I can take 4 out of those. This can't be 3. This can't be 2. Now 4 is mapping to 8, so this becomes an 8, but the 4 looks down, making this 7. The 7 reflects to there, making that the 3, which makes this 1 and this 2. This is just going to do it all by Sudoku, I think. That makes this 3, which makes this 2, which makes this 5, which makes this 8. The 1 looks down, making this 4. The 7 looks across, making this 6 and this 7. That jumps across, making this 6 and this 7, and now I'm down to a single box. This is the 1 because of this. This is not the 5. This is the 5, and in this box I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is the solution to rotational pairs by sirxemic and Raumplaner. This central thermometer and the way it worked with all of these was nuts. Realistically, that was the core of the puzzle, I think. And I think I took way too long to figure that out. After you get your pairs, the rest of this just falls apart. But it's a really cool concept. That was a lot of fun. I've been sent some amazing puzzles recently, so thank you everyone for sending them through. And I'm either tomorrow or the day after going to be returning to the Hamilton series. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that as much as I am. Hope you're enjoying the easier puzzles that I'm doing this month. Mostly, there's been a couple of exceptions. Um, and yeah, hope you'll check out Bremster Gaming. I'm hoping to get some more content on there soon. Time is a restriction, but I really do want to grow that channel. Once it's all grown, I can sort of let it look after itself. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.